The new Warzone map called Urzikstan comes with amazing rewards including a reactive operator, exclusive calling card, new gun camo, charm, and more. This 5-step strategy guide lays out the most effective way your squad can complete the champion's quest. Before you can do this, you need to win 5 games in a row, or 30 total wins within 1 season to have a chance at the contract. Step 1 is the setup phase. One member of the squad has to activate the contract, and the 3 others need to land on vehicles. The fastest way to get around the map is of course the helicopters, and that's what my team uses. But if you aren't good at flying them safely and keeping them healthy, you may prefer LTVs. Fire stations and gas stations are great places to loot up for flares, cash, self-revives, and portable buys. You'll also want to purchase UAVs and precision airstrikes through the match to help you in fights. For this step, you want to make sure you do it quickly, but most importantly in generally safe areas where you won't have to fight off a full team and risk your life and vehicle. Step 2, that's where the action really starts. Once you've retrieved the Geiger counter, the map will indicate the general area of your first element, beryllium. Geiger counters track for radioactiveness, so the closer you are to the element, the higher the number gets. To time this perfectly, you want to be near the end of Circle 1 and beginning of Circle 2. Open your map and choose a location in the center of the zone where you can drop off your precious baby for the rest of the lobby to babysit while you complete the next steps. Don't worry, at the time of this video, enemy teams cannot pick up or steal your elements, which is why this step is so important in your success at the Champion's Quest. The best areas for this are mostly open zones that look like a terrible place to protect an element. And that's the catch. It is a terrible place to defend, but you're setting up the bait. The effect of the BE element is that it shows up on the map for every enemy team to see. So you usually have tons of aggressive teams converge on that mark and they kill each other off while you work on step 3 and 4. If you had to get into fights to retrieve the elements, you can still complete the challenge on a later zone. It just gets more difficult as time goes on, so you want to act quickly. Step 3, loot the safe. Your map will indicate the location of a safe that contains your next element, plutonium. The mission here is pretty straightforward. Find the safe, stand your ground, loot the safe. Every step of this process gives you a great loot reward as well. Tons of money, plate box, munition box, and more. The plutonium effect makes your screen blurry and damages you over time, so fighting will be annoying for whoever holds this. A big important reminder here is to check that your first beryllium element is still in the circle after each zone close, because if it touches the gas for too long, the champion quest will fail automatically. Step 4 is collecting the last element, tritium. To retrieve this, one of you have to shoot down the huge attack helicopter and open up the box it drops once you do. But be careful here, because the rules of nukes have changed on this map. Once you pick up the last element, it triggers the nuclear reactor to spawn, and when it lands on the ground, the 5-minute countdown begins. So you have to be ready to pick up the BE element that you left as a trap and have all the stuff you need for the final fight, like UAVs, mortar strikes, precision airstrikes, and tons of money in case you need to buy back teammates. Oh, and the tricky part with the tritium element is that it scrambles your radar and disables all vehicles nearby. So whoever has that element needs to make their way to the bomb site on foot. The last and final step, plant the elements, arm the bomb, defend it with all you've got. The better you did in step 1 with the setup and looting phase, the easier defending the reactor will be. You don't have UAVs to know where all the enemies are, you become vulnerable to surprise attacks, and having precision or mortar strikes on the reactor makes your job so much easier. Don't forget, when you're fighting people around the reactor, it's very easy to get tunnel visioned on the fights, and forget to check the bomb to make sure no one is secretly defusing it. In Al-Mazrah's version of the Champion's Quest, once your team was eliminated, the mission fails, and the game continues for everyone else. But this time around, if no one defuses, even after your team gets killed, the bomb still detonates and you are the champion. Here's a little twist though. If the bomb is defused, no matter how many teams are left in the game, whoever defused it gets the win and is deemed the Warzone savior. There you have it. Those were the 5 steps my nuke squad uses to successfully complete the Champion's Quest over and over and over. And we know because we ended up with the most nukes on Al-Mazrah. If this video helps you at all, or you just think I'm a pretty cool guy, please click the like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about any of these tips.